everyone. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 6, and the topic of the chapter is inheritance. Okay, so about inheritance we have discussed in earlier class also. In chapter number 2 we have discussed briefly about inheritance. Now we will discuss in this chapter elaborately what is inheritance. Through code also, through programming also, we will see how the inheritance works. So first of all, let us move on to the definition of inheritance. Inheritance means what? It is the capability of inheriting some properties from another class. Of one class inheriting properties from another class. Okay. So in real life also, you can match this thing with our real life also. In real life, we human beings inherit certain properties from our parents. Okay. From our father, mother. And which in turn means our father mother inherits properties from our grandfather grandmother. So indirectly we are inheriting some properties from our grandfather grandmother also. So this is the sequence of inheritance, means some properties, some behavior which are derived from the earlier generation, and in terms of programming we call it as the capability of one class for inheriting properties from another class. Example of this can be what? Car. Car is a type of what? Automobile. We can tell it. And automobile is a type of what? Automobile is a type of vehicle. Now vehicle can be two types. One can be automobile and another can be pulled vehicles. Pulled vehicles are those which is pulled by people, like the cart, the rickshaws, like these things are pulled vehicles. Now car is a type of automobile and automobile is a type of vehicle. So here exists the inheritance property, because car is inheriting some properties from the automobile. Automobile means a machine is used to run. Okay, and automobile is a type of vehicle, means automobile is inheriting some property of vehicle. Vehicle's main property is what? What is the main behavior of a vehicle? Vehicle's main behavior is that it can take you from one place to another. Okay, so two types of vehicle can be there. One is automobile, which is used means in the automobile we use machines for taking us from one place to another, and pulled vehicles are those where the people use their forces to pull the vehicles. Okay, so this also takes you from one place to another, this also takes you from one place to another. So which is the property of vehicle? Means vehicle is used to take a person from one place to another. This is the behavior. So this property is inherited by automobile also, pulled vehicle also. Now the difference of automobile and pulled vehicle is what? In pulled vehicle, people is used to pull the vehicle and take from one place to another. This is the force of the people. But automobile is what? It is used by the machines. Means the machine is used to take you from one place to another. So car is having the feature of that automobile. Means car is having an engine, car is having a steering wheel, and by running the steering wheel we can move from one place to another. So it is a type of automobile. So this car is inheriting property from automobile and automobile is inheriting property from the vehicle. So this is the thing what the inheritance means. Okay. So with the help of a real life example we have seen that what the inheritance means. Now what is the main advantage of inheritance? If you remember, in the chapter 2 also we have discussed that main advantage of inheritance is reusability. That you remember? This is the main advantage of inheritance. That is, we can reuse the code. Okay, some code is already written, we can reuse the code by inheritance. Okay, because you see here some properties are predefined. Automobile is taking that predefined property. So these predefined properties are defined earlier. So this automobile is reusing that property. Now the properties which the automobile is having, these are also predefined, and car is using that, reusing that predefined properties. Okay, so the main advantage of inheritance is what? Reusability. This you always remember. Okay, Now we will see what is the need of inheritance. Why we use the inheritance? Okay, this we will see. Basically there are 3 points I have discussed in chapter number 2 also. 3 points are there why we need inheritance. Now again we will discuss these 3 points. What is the need of inheritance? First point is inheritance expresses the relationship with the real world objects. That we have seen with the previous example, how we have modeled our inheritance with the real world using the vehicle, using the car example, and also we can model with our human being also how we derive properties from our parents and grandparents. So this is how it models with the real world object. Second point is that inheritance uses the idea of reusability. This I have discussed in the previous one. Okay, so reusability means first a predefined code is there and that code is used in any other part of the program. Okay, so this is the meaning of reusability. Like the vehicles and automobiles that we have defined, these were predefined behaviors. Now the car has inherited that predefined behaviors. So this is the idea of reusability. Okay, so reusability, the advantages of reusability also here I need to mention. Advantages of reusability are faster development time, because you don't need any extra time for the development of a new code or new thing. You reuse the earlier ones. Okay, so that's why faster development time. Second thing is easier maintenance. You can maintain easily because your code is already predefined somewhere. So you need to only reuse that code, and so easier maintenance is there. Third point is easy to extend. You can extend that property also. You can go on extending the reusability. Okay, from one class to another class you can go on extending the reusability concept. So these are the advantages of reusability. Okay, so first point we have got about inheritance is that inheritance expresses the relationship with the real world objects. Second point we have got that inheritance uses the idea of reusability, and third point is that inheritance has transitive nature. Okay, what is the meaning of transitive nature? In maths also you know that if A goes to B and if B goes to C, then A goes to C. This is what? This is the transitive nature. So if I take one example, that if a student, example, a student, not a student, a graduate student, an example can be, I can take a graduate student, is a student, obviously a graduate student is a student. And another thing we can take as a student is a human being, obviously. So indirectly what we can tell from here, what we can give the conclusion, that a graduate student is a human being, because graduate student is a student and a student is a human being. So what we can derive from here, that a graduate student is a human being. So this is the transitive nature. So inheritance supports the transitive nature of the objects. Okay, so this you must remember. So these are the three important points why we need inheritance. First point is that inheritance expresses the relationship with the real world object. Second point is that inheritance uses the concept of reusability, and what are the advantages of reusability, that also I have mentioned. And third point is that inheritance has the transitive nature. Okay, that is, if A belongs to B and B belongs to C, then A will definitely belong to C. Okay. Now we will see the different forms of inheritance. So there are 5 forms of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and the 5th one is hybrid inheritance. Okay. So one by one we will see this one. So in inheritance, what we do basically, we derive a new class from another class. That is the meaning of inheritance. So the class from which new class is derived, that class is known as base class, and the new class which is derived from the base class is known as derived class. Okay, that you keep in mind. Okay, means base class is nothing but the parent class and derived class is nothing but the children class. That you keep in mind. This is parent and this is child. So first, single inheritance. What happens in single inheritance? You see, single inheritance means there will be only one base class and only one derived class. Suppose this X is a base class and this Y is a derived class. This is a base class and this is the derived class. So single inheritance means what? One base class will be there and one derived class will be there. The derived class is derived from the base class. Simple meaning. Okay, this is single inheritance. Second one is multiple inheritance. Second one is what? Multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means what? There will be two or more than two base classes, but only one derived class will be there. Let us take example. Suppose X, Y, and the derived class is Z. Okay. So these are what? There are two base classes, X and Y, and derived class is only one, that is Z. So it can be two also, more than two also. So single inheritance means only one base class, one derived class. Multiple inheritance means what? Two or more than two base classes and only one derived class. Then hierarchical inheritance. Third one is hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means what? There will be one base classes, but there will be n number of derived classes. Okay, derived class can be more than one, but base class should be only one, and derived class can be W, Y, Z. So here we have three derived classes. So three derived classes are here. So this is what? Hierarchical inheritance. So again we recall this one. Single inheritance means only one base class and only one derived class. Derived class will be derived from the base one, that is parent one. Now second one is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means there will be two or more than two base classes and only one derived class. And third one is hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means only one base class will be there, but two or more than two derived class will be there. Fourth one is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance means what? Suppose there is a base class X. From this one subclass is derived Y, and from Y another subclass is derived Z. Okay? So this Y will be what? Subclass of X. This Y is what? Subclass of X, but this Y is also the base class of Z. Base subclass of Z, and this is what? Subclass of Y. Okay, so this is the meaning of multi-level inheritance. Means from one level it goes to next level and it goes on level by level. Okay, this also supports the transitive nature, this inheritance. You see, if Y is derived from X, Z is derived from Y, then indirectly Z is derived from X. Okay, so here X, you see, X is the base class, Y is what? Y is the subclass of X, and again Y is the base class of Z, and Z is what? Z is the subclass of Y. And the last inheritance is our hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance meaning is it will combine two or more inheritance together. Okay, so four inheritance we have seen, four types of inheritance, that is single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance and multi-level inheritance. So hybrid inheritance means it will combine any of the two or three inheritance, different level of inheritance. Suppose fifth one is what? Fifth one is our hybrid inheritance. So hybrid inheritance meaning is what? It will combine two or more forms of inheritance. That is, if I write like this, A, B, C. Okay? And from this we are deriving D. And from D, again E and F we are writing. So here you can see this part of inheritance is what? This part is denoting the multiple inheritance, and this part is denoting what? The hierarchical inheritance. So you see, this is the combination of two types of inheritance. So two forms of inheritance are combined here. So this type is known as hybrid inheritance. Always remember, hybrid inheritance combines two or more than two forms of inheritance. Here you can see one is multiple, another is hierarchical inheritance. So whenever it combines two or more forms of inheritance together, that is known as hybrid inheritance. Okay. Now we will talk about our first type of inheritance, which is single inheritance. What is the meaning of single inheritance? When a subclass is derived from one base class, it is known as single inheritance. Okay, it is known as what? Single inheritance. So how will we write basically the code? What is the syntax that we will see? How we write the syntax? Class. First we write the keyword class, then derived class name, then we give colon, then we write visibility mode. Visibility mode, you know, private, public or protected. Visibility mode. Then we write the base class. So this is the syntax. You must write it in your copy also. Okay. This is the definition of your single inheritance, and this is the syntax how we write the single inheritance in our code. Okay. So always remember that if we give visibility mode, means whenever we are giving inheritance, we are writing inheritance, we are giving a derived class, we are giving base class, we have to suggest a visibility mode, either public or private or protected. Okay. So let us take example like this. If we write class sub public super. Okay. So this super is what? This super is the base class. And this sub is what? This sub is our derived class. Remember, okay? So whenever we write first of all we will define the base class. Obviously, base class is defined first. Then whenever you are defining the derived class, you will write like this: first class keyword, then name of the derived class, then colon, then the visibility mode, then you have to write the base class name, from which class you are deriving this subclass. Okay, so this is one form if you are deriving your base class publicly. Now if you are deriving your base class privately, then how we will write? Class sub private super, like this we will write. Okay, now if we are deriving it protectedly, then how we will write? Class sub protected super. Okay, now if I write like this, I am giving you one example. If I write like this, class sub, and I am writing super, I have not assigned any visibility mode here, then what will happen? Will it give any error, the compiler? No. Okay, why no? Because if we don't give any visibility mode here, the compiler will automatically take it as private. This you remember. By default, if we don't assign any visibility mode, then the base class is derived privately by default. Okay, if we are not giving anything, but if we are giving, then the compiler will automatically understand what he has to do. Okay. Next we will see the multiple inheritance. This was what the single inheritance means. Single inheritance is very simple. Now we will see the multiple inheritance part. Okay. So now we will see the multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance, what we have seen, that there are more than one base classes, but only one derived class is there. Okay, means like this, it is the structure of multiple inheritance. So if Z is the derived class, there are two base classes X and Y. Okay, so how we will write the code? So first, you know what is the meaning of multiple inheritance. Here I am writing the definition. Okay, when a subclass is inherited from multiple base classes, it is known as multiple inheritance. Clear? So when a subclass is derived from more than one base classes, then it is known as multiple inheritance. So what is the syntax of multiple inheritance? How we write? First we write class keyword, then we write the derived class name, then we give colon, then we write visibility mode of base 1, means base class 1. What is the visibility mode of base class 1? That is first class, comma, visibility mode of base class 2, and if there are any more, like visibility mode base 3, if there are more than 2 base classes, then you can go on writing like this. Okay, this is the format. That is, first you write the keyword class, then you write the derived class name, then colon, then visibility mode, then first base class. That is, first this X will be derived how? Whether publicly or privately or protectedly. Then how the base class 2 will be derived, what will be the visibility mode. So let us take one example like this. Example, class sub. So sub is what? Sub is the derived class. Now if I write like this: public super A, private super B. So what is the meaning of this? So this is the definition of this subclass. This sub is what? This sub is the derived class. And there are two base classes here. One is super A, another is super B. So from this definition, what we can see that this super A class is derived publicly and super B class is derived privately. So this I am only giving you just syntax and just a definition how this multiple inheritance then single inheritance works. We will see later on that what is the meaning of public derivation of a class and what is the meaning of private derivation of a class and what is the meaning of protected derivation of a class. These are three different things. Means the base class, how we are deriving, what is the visibility mode. Suppose super A, this base class is derived publicly. Then what is the meaning of public derivation of the base class? What is the meaning of private derivation of the base class? And what is the meaning of protected derivation of the base class? This we will see in our later class. Okay. So in the keep up to this for today. Okay. In the next class we will discuss about visibility modes. That is what is the meaning of private visibility mode? What is the meaning of public? What is the meaning of protected? Then we will go towards the next level of inheritances. Okay. Thank you.